this tutorial, I'll explain it this way so that you get an idea of what I'm hoping you can understand. Every page on this website can be used to seal a deal. You don't need to use all of them. Get some clarity on one or two of them and use that. The biggest thing people may not say, but they will think it. It's called credibility. That's the biggest reason why people say, I want to think about it. It's the biggest reason why people say, I'll call you tomorrow. It's the biggest reason why people do not do business with you. You do not sound believable. Therefore, you have to look like $1 million. You have to dress like $1 million. You have to articulate the English language that makes them feel comfortable dealing with you. You cannot sound like a street thug. You cannot sound like you just got off the boat. You cannot sound like you have no idea what going to high school is, and you must use a dictionary to come up with words if you have a problem with your vocabulary. I'm just letting you know what it is. People don't like dealing with dumb people. I'm just being flat out honest with you. If you don't have the capacity to articulate the English language, then learn. Or simply learn to read. It's that simple. Therefore, this is the company credibility page. I'm sure you can't see it, but when you go to it, someone might say, hey, Jim, George, John, Felicia, Karen, it all sounds good, but, I'm not quite feeling what you're talking about. You should quickly say, I tell you what, let's go to the company credibility page and let me share with you some of the things we've done over the past 30 years. See, you don't have to say you've been in the business 30 years. You are connected with me, which means now you can say the company I'm involved with has been around more than 30 years. Let's face it, I'm 63 years old. I've been around a long time. I may not look 63, but I'm 63. Sometimes I feel it, my back, But the reality is, I've been around, been through every up and down that's been involved in this real estate market. Flipped my first house in 1981 with a guy by the name of Carlton Sheets and David Deodato out of California. Yep, those are my guys. Hey, flew out there, met them guys, and hey, a lot of stuff they did is illegal today, but back then it wasn't. Carlton Sheets wrote on his boat saying, do you want to be rich? Do you want to be successful? Flip houses, blah, blah, this. People bought into that stuff because I sure bought into it. I may have some of Carlton Sheets' tapes and records around here somewhere. But anyway, it's just what it was back in the 70s, the late 70s going into the 80s. That's the deal. So credibility is very important. And when you look at credibility, you're looking at how can you use this page to help you out? Well, let's keep it simple. Read. Just thumb through it and simply say, hey, Pitts Enterprise and JVM Remodeling Company develop financial strategies and solutions for individuals facing foreclosure. We develop an authority to facilitate redevelopment of acquired properties. You ain't got to read every word. Just simply look at the ones that make sense and simply use them. We have a management company, real estate selection. We do evaluations. We develop new business strategies. We solve real estate problems. That's all we do. We invest in a lead system. We have a system that identifies all of the foreclosures in the United States. I have a database of them. I also have a database of all private lenders. I also have a database of all distressed selling properties. I also have a database of all the cash buyers in the United States. Tell me that's not power. I don't mail letters to people and hope they respond and cross my fingers. I mail letters to people that have a problem because I know their business. And when I send them a letter, I just don't send them a letter about their situation. I put the address, the property that's having a problem, and put everything I need that they think I don't know. I put it on that letter. First thing they do when they get it, trying to figure out, how did you know I'm in foreclosure? How do you know I got a property there? How do you know my name is on it? Information. The more you know, the less you pay. The less you know, the more you pay. Remember that. Therefore, when you're talking about business, you're looking at each one of these icons. I started in 1987, but basically I started in 81, but 87 is good enough. Market changes. Dealing with single-family properties. That's when I started, and I did a few commercial, had some partnerships, did some other great things, and it moved on from there. But you're looking at what I actually was partaker of. doing properties, 110 unit properties, 30 unit properties. I've had my hand in all of it. I have pictures of my contractor. We had a deal we was working on for $18.8 million. We didn't have the whole property. We just did all the drywall. Because when you're a legitimate contractor, you can come in and basically put in a contract to do some work for somebody. Get paid. When you get paid, you can go buy your own property after what you get paid for. So you don't have to have your own property to say, can I make some money? You can do other people's property and make some money. So it's not impossible, but you're looking at what can be possible if you know what you're doing. Real simple. So it's just systems. And the complexity of this deal is that it's not that hard to figure out. It's just having the right systems in place. And our portfolio is somewhat large. It's not just mine, it's the company's. And working backwards is very important. Simply because if you don't understand how working backwards work, you will be frustrated. You'll have a bunch of properties that are fixed up, and you got to police them, watch them, put dogs inside, they crap all over the place, and you got to go there every day to let them out. I ain't got time for that. We work backwards. So I implore you to listen to that tape to understand why we work backwards. And I got a conclusion speech here, and this is kind of like what we do when it comes down to credibility. So I suggest you use it. Somebody says, how do I know your company is worth anything? I think you can send them this. If they're not impressed, then find another client. That's all I can say. Because I feel like I've done something to impress people.